Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Everything is Bad New Fangled Motion Picture Show.
We're back, everyone, with another episode of the Everything is Bad New Fangled Motion Picture Show. I'm your host, Niall.
And I'm Nolan.
And today we're going to be reviewing a movie about everyone's favorite Marvel vampire.
Yeah.
Morbius.
Yeah.
You thought I was going to say the other one.
I was trying to think of something else.
You're trying to think of a joke there?
Yeah.
I saw it on your face. You're like, who could I say is the joke here?
I wasn't prepared. Sorry.
Shows how much you know about Marvel vampires. Boy, Doctor Strange looking kind of vampire-y in that new, the trailer for Multiverse of Madness. Anyway, so we're going to be doing a spoiler-free review, and then giving you a spoiler warning and go more in depth into it after that. We'll warn you. Did I introduce us?
Yes.
Okay.
We're talking about Marvel vampires. Isn't Dracula in the Marvel universe? I remember.
Yes. I believe so.
Yeah.
I think Deadpool has mentioned that.
I remember Deadpool facing off against Dracula.
Yeah.
Because he had like a fling with Deadpool's wife, that demon.
The Death.
No, remember the purple skin demon that he was married to for a while, and then she tried to kill him? Yeah,
kinda. Anyway, but I will say that there's not a whole lot to spoil. Movie's pretty predictable. Yeah. I will say that Jared Leto gets a lot of shit. I don't know why. He's a fine actor, he's just a total weirdo.
Yeah, I've never had a problem with his acting, but it feels like I don't think I'd want to know him in real life just because he'd just like weird.
Yeah.
Call you up at weird times, want to do weird things. Like, damn it, Jared, I'm busy. Leave me alone.
Yep. I've never liked Matt Smith as an actor, however.
Yeah.
He was
take him or leave him.
The worst Doctor until up through Capaldi. And I will die on that hill. And he's just like he's so weird.
Who was he in Terminator Genesis? He was in
Terminator Genesis?
Yeah. He wasn't.
I saw that movie.
John Connor, was he?
No. Alex?
Okay.
A character named Alex?
He wound up being a bad guy.
Yeah, I don't remember, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, but yeah, I've never liked Matt Smith, and this movie did nothing to change my mind on him. He seemed like he was very chewing on the scenery a bit.
I think he was. So, it may be better not to spoil anything, but there's up to a certain point. He was fine as his character.
Yeah.
Then a change happens, and then he's not.
Yeah.
And he plays this like sickly sort of character, and I think he was fine at that, especially because his appearance is so gaunt. Yeah.
Yeah. But man, so I have issues with this movie. Like, the powers feel inconsistent. The visual effects around the powers being used isn't great.
Especially the like super hearing thing was weird. The way like the ripples in his ears looked
that was
weird.
Unsettling to look at.
Yeah.
And then like there's one power in particular he does. I don't think it's a spoiler to say it's in the trailer.
I don't know which power you're talking about.
Where he's like doing the gliding thing.
Oh, yeah.
Is in the trailer. He's like flying along. He's like riding the like pressure wave in front of the subway. And it's dumb looking. It doesn't make any sort of sense. Because he literally shows him like manipulating the air currents with his hands. And then he's like, oh. And he like just jumps in front of the subway and rides that pressure wave, and that's in the trailer. That's not spoiling anything. That's in the trailer.
I don't know, like, based on how he gets his powers, which is not a supernatural way. Like, you can accept, like, vampires can fly because they're, like, magic supernatural creatures.
Yeah.
But that's, like, your standard vampire. The way he gets his powers in this is not supernatural in any way, so it's like, how is he doing this? He's still the weight of a grown man. He's not any more aerodynamic than a grown man.
He doesn't have, like, wings, there's nothing to explain it, because he can't, like, levitate or anything, so there's nothing to explain why he can even do this. It's super weird. It looks super weird in the movie. He does it more than once, and it's kind of dumb.
Yeah.
Not a fan of that.
Otherwise, the movie's just kind of okay.
Yeah, like, the story is kind of
I will
whatever.
I will say I wasn't ever bored watching the movie.
No.
Whereas I got bored at times during The Eternals.
Like, for most of that movie.
Yeah.
Basically, every scene that didn't have Kumail Nanjiani in it.
Yeah, I was never bored watching Morbius, so...
Yeah, it's got that going for it.
It was okay.
And the thing is, like...
I'm definitely not putting it at the worst Marvel movie that, like, people are saying it is.
No. So, what gets me, too, is... Because, like, they did... Because it's Sony. It's in the Venomverse, we assume.
Mm-hmm. Well, at one point he like scares some guy, and this guy's like, "Who are you?" He goes, "I'm Venom."
Oh yeah, so this has got to be in the Venomverse, but he
which is weird because Venom never calls himself that, like, to the public, right? Does he? He's like the Dark Protector or whatever.
Right, but did they call him something? Like, did the newspapers call him something? I don't remember.
I don't remember. It just felt weird that, like,
but
Morbius would even know to call him that.
So what's weird is that this movie is as doofy as it is, but it's like not any more doofy than Venom in a lot of ways, but Venom kind of was purposefully silly.
Yeah.
So you kind of, like, it fit. This wasn't.
It's trying to take itself seriously, I think.
As far as superhero movies go, comic
Yeah.
book movies, he's not really a superhero.
I think it might have been better as a rated R movie.
Yeah, there is that too. Like,
considering the source material and the subject matter.
And there should have been a lot more blood, which obviously you can't do with a PG-13 movie.
Yeah,
like,
never got any blood on himself.
Miraculously.
Yeah. Draining people of blood and then never getting blood on themselves.
Yeah, also, like, some pretty gruesome deaths and stuff in there from other characters. Yeah, you would expect just, like, pools of blood splashes. No, none of that. But yeah, I don't know. You got anything else to add? Tyrese Gibson was good.
Yeah. I didn't have any other than, like, I don't think Matt Smith necessarily gave a bad performance, but I'm like you, I don't really care for Matt Smith.
Yep.
I don't think anyone gave a bad performance.
He gave a Matt Smith performance.
Right. So, yeah, it's
he gave the kind of performance you hire Matt Smith to give, which just didn't feel like it fit with the rest of the movie.
Yeah. But, yeah, like, no one gave a bad performance. I don't have any complaints about anyone's acting.
No.
At all in the movie. Just, mostly my issues are with the story.
Yeah. But, yeah. Anyway, got anything else to add before we go into the spoiler section?
No.
Yeah. Spider-Man's still in theaters, so if you really want to see a superhero movie on the big screen, I'd recommend just going to see Spider-Man again. Frankly.
Yeah. Or the Batman. If you want something dark.
Yep. So, spoiler section?
Yeah.
Alright, so Matt Smith is another vampire. So they both suffer from unknown blood disease.
They always just call it ear disease, or they never name the disease, but it's a disease that is based around their blood clotting too much, I guess. They need regular blood transfusions, but it also cripples them, like they have palsy or something.
Yeah.
Like they have to walk with
canes
and leg braces or something. And so yeah, Jared Leto is researching this
vampire bat saliva.
Yeah, vampire bat saliva that
which
has an anticoagulant.
Right. In case you didn't know.
Right. And so he creates a serum and injects himself that turns him into this
It's
vampire.
like to combine his DNA with bat DNA, because comic book science.
You'd think it would just make his saliva an anticoagulant, though.
Right.
Also, they talked about vampire bats being able to strip a cow of all. Vampire bats don't eat flesh.
They make a small cut.
They make a small cut
up
with their fangs and they lap up the blood. They don't eat flesh. They're not like flying piranhas.
Right. And
Anyway.
they don't attack people.
No. I mean, if you're asleep, they really only feed on things that are sleeping because you're gonna notice when you're awake.
Yeah.
So if you're asleep, they might. There's been known cases of them, like
Yeah.
people waking up with like these cuts on their feet or something, where a vampire bat has done them. But
yeah, usually they go
other
after
than the
cattle.
chance of rabies, they're not gonna hurt you.
Yeah, usually they go after cattle though.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So comic book science, and it turns him into a vampire, and then Matt Smith plays his best friend.
And financier.
And financier, they'd been friends since they were both as children, put into this facility that specialized in treating, but not curing people with the disease.
With blood disease.
Blood disease X. And then so he takes the serum too, but he's evil, whereas Morbius is horrified that he
killed
people. Matt Smith's character revels in it.
Yeah. He gets, I don't know, once he's taken the serum, he just gets really weird. Like, I mean, beyond just like evil, he's just a freaking weirdo.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know, wasn't real keen on that. But yeah, and then like Morbius has to go fight him. You know, like they're trying to make it seem like, oh, you know, like Morbius is blacking out and killing people, and immediately we were like, well, Matt Smith.
Right.
Like Matt Smith totally took the serum and he's killing people too.
Yeah.
Like that's absolutely what it is.
Right. And then,
super obvious.
So Morbius makes a serum to reverse the effects of his initial serum, and so he's like, I'm going to give some to Milo. That's Matt Smith's character's Milo. And then I'm going to give it the other dose to myself. But once he gives the dose to Milo, he just doesn't give it to himself.
Yeah, it was weird. He was all like, I can't live with myself like this, so I'm going to kill myself too. And so he takes care of Milo and then hooks up with Michael Keaton to go do some weird Venomverse Sinister Six.
Yeah, so Michael Keaton shows up because it shows the multiverse rift happen. And so Michael Keaton appears in this prison, but when everything goes back to normal, he doesn't go back for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So he's stuck in this universe, and so they let him out of prison because they're like, we have no reason for this guy to be in prison. He never committed any crime,
right,
as far as the authorities are aware of. So he just gets let out, and then somehow makes his vulture suit again.
Without the alien tech.
Without the alien tech, which made the vulture suit in the first place.
Yeah. Like there's not as much thought and meticulous storytelling in the Sony movies as there is in the MCU. We've established that.
Yeah. And also for anyone who is hoping for some like sort of Blade cameo, doesn't happen.
Doesn't happen because this is not the MCU. And Blade is
people
MCU.
who were tricked into thinking it was MCU because Michael Keaton was in the trailer.
Right.
It's not.
So something I find interesting real quick about the Blade thing. So they've said that the Netflix shows are moving to Disney Plus, and they've said those are MCU.
Yeah, they've even removed all traces of Netflix from the credits, from what I've seen.
Oh, really? I haven't watched them, so I don't know.
That's what I've heard.
And like Vincent D'Onofrio said that his Kingpin performance in Hawkeye was the same Kingpin, and that Charlie Cox is the same.
Yeah,
Daredevil. But like that's so weird to me because what's his name is now both Blade and Cottonmouth. They haven't
Mahershala Ali.
Mahershala Ali. He's gonna be the first time that they've used the same actor
Yeah.
for two
See,
different roles.
I thought what they were gonna do is just call the Netflix stuff another universe,
Yeah,
and so just Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio are also those characters in this universe. You know.
yeah.
Mm.
But they've also said that they're rebooting Punisher, but keeping
John
Bernthal,
Bernthal. Yeah.
John Bernthal. Yeah, they're keeping John Bernthal as the Punisher, but they're doing new Punisher. Or is it now? Is that now going to be a sequel, like an additional season?
I don't know. I had gotten to the point where I just decided that the Netflix stuff was its own thing.
Right, but
and,
it's not now.
And
though.
ignored it as MCU, but yeah.
But it appears that that's not the case.
Right.
So I'm really curious how they're going to spin that one off. Look, not that Mahershala Ali shouldn't be Blade. He looks freaking rad. Did we curse on this show?
I think we have.
Okay.
It's probably like,
That's our one?
The MPAA, you got one.
We got one? Okay.
Yeah. And it wasn't referenced to the actual act, so.
Right.
Which is worse.
Yeah, for reasons.
Yeah.
Like saying God or saying damn.
Yeah.
Is different than saying those two words together.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, so Mahershala Ali though looks freaking cool as Blade. Like, have you seen the poster? Like
no, I haven't.
Yeah, they released like promo thing, I think.
Oh,
It
yeah.
looks cool.
Yeah.
Hold on. I don't know how official that is. People are claiming it was a leaked image. But yeah, I don't know. I think he'll be a really cool Blade. I like Mahershala Ali, so it's just super weird that he's going to be two separate characters in the MCU. They just haven't done that with anyone else.
Right. I guess if they can kind of ignore it if they never bring back Cottonmouth or anything. Like,
Did he die?
I don't remember.
It's been years.
Yeah.
Like that show came out in like 2011 or something like that. It was after the first Avengers movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you got anything else to add to Morbius?
Nah, not really.
Oh boy, it was kind of dumb. What's our next movie? Sonic 2. Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Let's see. Still unsure about Ambulance. Wow, it's got a 46 rating, although that's higher than Sonic the Hedgehog 2. But I wonder if everyone rating Sonic the Hedgehog 2 were fans of it as kids like we were.
Yeah, I think once it's actually in theaters, because there's a preview this week or something, right?
Yes.
I wonder if it's once it's out, it'll probably go up.
Yep. Next thing we're seeing after that, we're seeing the Northmen. That looks pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Robert Eggers, Alexander Skarsgård. The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, obviously. And the bad guys, those all look great. You want to see generic Liam Neeson movie number 6?
Oh, I don't know.
Memory? I think it might actually be number 6 of all the, like, it's like Taken, Taken 2, Taken 3. The Honest Thief. There was something between Taken 3 and Honest Thief, I think.
Wasn't there one where he was like an air marshal?
Probably.
That was in there somewhere.
Let's see. He got credited for Rise of Skywalker. Actually, he's been in a bunch of stuff, like, in the last while since Ted 2.
Forgot he was in Ted too. I remember him being.
I was like asking about the. He's asking about the tricks, right?
Yeah, I remember him being in A Million Ways to Die in the West, right?
Yeah.
He was the bad guy in that.
Yeah. And he insisted on keeping his accent.
Yeah, and Seth MacFarlane was like, "Fine, just be in my movie."
Well, he was also in Family Guy.
Yeah.
As like the character of Liam Neeson. But yeah, no, it looks like he's actually been in a bunch of stuff. But The Marksman.
Oh yeah.
I think that was the other thing I was thinking of. That was like another generic Liam Neeson movie, maybe. But anyway, so that's coming up too. But still on the fence about that. It's the only thing coming out that week though. So if we just want to go to the theater, that's it.
All right.
We got Doctor Strange. You excited about the new Firestarter?
Not especially.
Which I had no idea that was happening until.
You didn't? You hadn't seen the poster? The poster had been at the theater for a while.
No, I didn't notice. I had no clue that was happening until we saw the trailer.
Yeah. Poster's been there for a couple months.
Obviously, seeing Top Gun Maverick. And the Bob's Burgers movie. Dude, the Top Gun Maverick movie actually looks better than you would expect a Top Gun sequel to look.
Yeah. All right.
Yep. So that's what we got coming up. If any of that sounds of interest to you, come back, check out those reviews later on. Go check out our last review. What was it? Every time. Get you every time.
Oh, The Lost City.
There you go. Yep. So yeah, go check out that review. Check out our upcoming reviews. And yeah, I guess until next time, thanks for listening.
Bye.
Toodles.